Scientists have just confirmed something so unusual, so profoundly unsettling, that even the most cautious voices in astronomy are whispering about possibilities they once promised themselves they would never have to consider. A mysterious object, arriving from the black gulf beyond our solar system, far from anything we would ever call familiar, is now hurtling directly into our cosmic neighborhood. It has been given a name. They call it 3 Atlas. And from the very beginning, astronomers realized it was not like any comet, asteroid, or fragment of ancient rock humanity had ever catalogued before. From the first observations, the data felt wrong. They came like puzzle pieces cut from different boxes. Shapes that refused to lock together. Numbers that contradicted every rule of orbital mechanics. Each new finding was stranger than the last, until the picture forming on computer screens stopped resembling science and began to look uncomfortably like science fiction. And yet, 3 Atlas is not fiction. It is real. Verified by multiple observatories. Documented by multiple instruments. And right now, this visitor from the deep is racing through our solar system at a speed that seems almost impossible. The story began on July 1, 2025. When a team of astronomers in Chile noticed a faint speck of light drifting quietly across the night sky. At first, it was dismissed as routine, just another icy body wandering in from the void. Our skies are littered with such things, and most pass unnoticed. But the more scientists studied it, the more the object pushed back against every expectation. This was no ordinary wanderer. This was an interstellar traveler. Only the 3rd ever confirmed in human history. And it was moving at nearly 130,000 miles per hour, far too fast to have been born in the gravity well of our own solar system. At first, its discovery was celebrated. A moment of wonder. A rare chance to peek into the chemistry of another star system, delivered like a gift. But celebration soon curdled into confusion, and for some, into fear. Because the closer scientists looked at 3 Atlas, the less sense it made. Comets usually reveal themselves with familiar signatures: dust, frozen ice, traces of carbon dioxide. These are the fingerprints of worlds formed in the cold outskirts of planetary nurseries. But when the European Southern Observatory aimed its very large telescope at Atlas, the readings were astonishing. The object was not shedding dust and ice at all. It was bleeding pure nickel. Not nickel fused with iron, as nature always provides, but nickel alone. Refined. Isolated. And not in tiny amounts. It was ejecting nearly 10 pounds every single second. Picture a fountain in the darkness of space, spraying refined metal into the void endlessly, as though some vast cosmic factory was operating in secret. On Earth, nickel and iron are inseparable companions, forged together in the nuclear furnaces of dying stars. To separate them requires immense heat, advanced technology, and deliberate effort. Nature does not casually create streams of pure nickel. And yet here was Atlas, shedding it into the void with no trace of iron. It was impossible. And yet it was happening before our eyes. One prominent voice at Harvard, already famous for bold and controversial theories, finally said aloud what others were too cautious to admit. This might not be a comet at all, it might be technology. Because on Earth, refined metals always point to intelligence. Always. And so the question emerged like thunder across the halls of astronomy. Could Atlas be a probe? A machine? Something built, not. The nickel was only the first red flag. Soon, the James Webb Space Telescope turned its gaze on Atlas. And what it revealed deepened the strangeness even further. Comets in our solar system are dominated by water ice. That is their nature. But Atlas was different. Instead of water, it carried carbon dioxide, in an 8-to-1 ratio over ice. For comparison, our comets carry only about 4% carbon dioxide. The numbers made no sense. This wasn't just different, it was alien. Built differently. Behaving differently. Shedding metals we cannot explain. And then came its trajectory. Comets usually sweep past the sun in graceful arcs, their movements dictated by gravity's unbending laws. Atlas did not. Its path had a precision that felt deliberate. It skimmed past Venus, then Mars, then Jupiter, as if following a carefully chosen route. The odds of such a series of flybys happening by random chance were calculated at just 0.005%. That is lower than the odds of a single person being struck by lightning multiple times in their life. And still, Atlas traced this improbable tour. Worse still, it traveled in retrograde orbit, moving backward, against the natural flow of planets. Like a car driving the wrong way down a one-way street, passing each house with deliberate slowness. And when it reached the sun, its closest approach occurred not on the side visible from Earth, but on the far side. Hidden. Shielded from our instruments. Coincidence? Or strategy? One oddity might be dismissed. Two, maybe. But when you stack them, the pure nickel, the bizarre gases, the improbable trajectory, the backward orbit, the hidden approach, the picture stops looking like coincidence and starts looking like choreography. The Harvard scientist could not help but recall 2017, when another interstellar visitor appeared. Oumuamua, Hawaiian for messenger from afar. That object, too, defied explanation. It accelerated mysteriously as it left our system, yet displayed no jets of gas to power that acceleration. Some suggested it was a solar sail, a wafer-thin sheet of alien technology pushed by starlight. Most dismissed the idea. But no natural theory ever fit the data. And now, less than a decade later, we face another mystery. One anomaly is curiosity. Two begin to look like a pattern. And the theories are multiplying. Some whisper that Atlas might be debris, the discarded fuel tank of a long-dead spacecraft, its industrial purity of nickel a telltale clue. Others suggest it could be a von Neumann probe, a self-replicating machine designed to harvest raw material, to build copies of itself, seeding the galaxy with explorers. Still others go further, imagining Atlas not as a probe but as a seed. A celestial laboratory carrying the raw ingredients of life, delivering them to worlds it deems ready. Skeptics, of course, demand restraint. Perhaps Atlas was forged in the titanic collision of neutron stars, or born from an asymmetric supernova, an explosion violent enough to create materials never before seen. But even then, the problem remains. What are the odds that such a fragment, forged in cosmic catastrophe, would wander into our solar system, on such a peculiar, deliberate-looking path? The questions only multiply. Is Atlas deliberately avoiding our best instruments? Is the nickel meant as a signal, a flag raised to any civilization with telescopes sharp enough to notice? Is it mapping planets, surveying our solar system, gathering information for reasons we cannot guess? Or is it nothing more than coincidence, an extreme so rare it mocks human intuition? The truth is, we simply do not know. But if you followed us this far, you understand that these mysteries are only just beginning. Out there in the dark, another discovery is already on its way. And when it comes, it may shake everything we think we know about the universe itself.